in. Hi, and welcome on in to Adobe Live. My name is Anika, and I'm your host today. This is Halloween week here on Adobe Live, and I still haven't changed from my costume yesterday. Hi. I hope you're having a great Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here in chat with me. If you are watching this live on YouTube or Behance, hi and welcome. Thank you for being here. My name is Anika, and this is Let's InDesign. This is, I think this is the seventh episode of Let's InDesign, and I'm really excited because we are creating a brochure design today. And brochure comes in all different shapes and sizes, and I'm not kidding when I say that. There are trifold brochures, there are Z-fold brochures. There is something known as a gatefold brochure. I just learned about it very, very recently. So I'm really excited about learning about all of these. There's some spooky things happening in my background, but trust me, the brochure design will not be spooky anymore because after you watch this live stream or the video on replay, you will not be scared of brochure design. Okay, trust me with that. But before we dive into it, I want to say hi to our live chat. So let me go ahead and take a look at the Behance chat. That's where I'm reading the chat. But if you are watching on Behance, go ahead and subscribe to our Adobe Live YouTube channel where you will be able to find any replays for all of the streams that we have here. But let's go ahead and say hi to chat. Let's see. Let's see. We have Oliver, Cody Bear, Richard, Barbara, Stuart, Steve, um, Susan. Hi and welcome on in. We have so many folks. Hi, Carol. What's up? Um, Awesome. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so I have some really fun things planned. Let's go ahead, dive into it. We're going to learn how to use the text frame options to create two column text boxes. We'll create text wrap. We'll use Adobe Sensei in InDesign. So, very, very fun stuff. Let's dive into our project today. Let's take a look at the types of brochures that we have. So, this is a basic trifold brochure. It opens up like this, and there are wait, I said that wrong. That's the gatefold. Opens up like a gate. Um, let's see if this is like a trifold brochure, and that's what it looks like. We have this opens up as on the left, and then it has two other parts, and then it folds back in. That's essentially the trifold brochure. And then we have a Z fold brochure, which opens up like a Z. So this makes like a Z shape, and that's how the Z shape brochure looks like. I'm gonna bump up my audio just a little bit just to make sure that everything is good. I figured out my audio was really peaking last time, so I'm just gonna make some changes on the fly. Let me know if you can hear the audio okay now. Thank you for pointing that out, Umakan. And we also have a gatefold. This is a single gatefold brochure. And as Rob in the chat says, Rob here is a printing expert. We know Rob does a lot of printing. So Rob knows about the double gatefold. I don't have that today in my images, but we do know that double gatefold is also a thing. And these images are all pulled off of Google Images, so nothing is copyrighted here. All right, let's see what we have in here. This is a double fold. I think this is like a two-fold brochure that comes back. And this essentially opens up like a book, and that's how, like a leaflet, and that's a two-fold brochure. And then we have a magazine sort of a thing. So this is like bounded. It is like I can use if typically it's 8.5 by 11 inches of sheets here, and then it's bounded in a booklet. All right. I want to check out the chat real quick just to make sure that everything is good. All right. Awesome. Okay. Perfect. So I am going to jump into Illustrator real quick just to give you a brief overview of the project. I'm sure you must have seen, if you joined me before here on Adobe Live, you must have seen this virtual reality museum I've been working with on quite some time. So I want to finish this. And the idea here is that this is a virtual reality museum that I created. It's called WAA. This is the logo design. We have Ryan Selvey as the head curator. We have some posters happening in here. We have some ID badges here. We have some signage happening. We have some tickets. But I want to jump into InDesign and create a brochure for you all. So let's actually dive into InDesign. This is the Learn tab. I'm sure I've mentioned it quite a few times. But if you have any particular need that you want to jump into, if you want to format text and that's like something that you really want to learn and that's very focused, you can go on to the Learn tab and select whatever you want. But let's click on new file and create a new document. We're going to create, it's already giving me a preview, but let's actually go and change our units to inches. I have a 8.5 by 11 inch document right here, and I'm going to turn on facing pages because I want to make something like a leaflet and that is bounded. So this will be, let's say it's like 14 pages. I'm going to keep an even number, and it says 3 columns. I think 3 columns should be fine. This is the last setting that I did because I obviously cookery showed this episode as well, because why not? Fun fact about cooking shows, I will tell you later. But here we have the column gutter right here, and we have the margins. I'm going to decrease the margins just a little bit. I feel like maybe 0.375 should be okay for a brochure. And then actually I'll actually increase that to 0.5 because we don't want anything to get cut off. We also have the blade to 0.125. I think that's fine. And we can turn on and off the preview. If I turn it off, you won't be able to see it, but I think there's some glitch happening because I already can see the preview. All right, and now I'm going to hit on create and see what happens. So this is how my document looks like. It is untitled 3 right over here because I did not name anything. And I'm going to go in here and name. So I press Command S on my keyboard. As soon as you create a new document, you do not save that file. So it's essentially not saved. You should save your file. So I'm going to call it WAA brochure, Adobe Live. And what's the date today? It's November 1. Okay, let's save it and then click on OK. So we have this document, and I'm just going to go to my pages tab just to show you what spreads we have. So we have the cover page, which is right here. I also have the CC libraries opened up, which is here on the left. And I have all of these facing pages. This is a blank document, so there are no parent pages, there are no paragraph styles, there's literally nothing in here. So what I'm going to do is essentially start with the cover page, and then we're going to dive into whatever we have planned for the brochure. So I have this document right here, which is essentially all the information, the copy that we want to add. There is some about, we have some copy that I created a few months ago, and we have some values in here. We have target, brochure, copy, all of this fun stuff, and I'm going to use this in our design today. So just for your reference, if you think what I'm copying, this is where I'm copying stuff from. So all right, let's dive into it. I have the color palette right here. What I'm going to do is add color to swatches, and then I will have this in my document. If you have any questions, by the way, and if you're just joining us live, say hello in the chat. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat and I will be happy to answer them. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm essentially going to press M on my keyboard and create a shape here, which is going to be this color, which is essentially the color of our brand. I'm going to press V on the keyboard for the selection tool. And now I just want to add like a logo to our design. And this is my Creative Cloud library that I typically have set up. This has all the stock images. I'm going to bring it here just so you can see clearly. We have all the stock images. We have some painting images in here, architecture, some event tickets, some other assets as well. And here we have the logo. I don't see a white version. So what I'm going to do, oh, here it is. Here is a white version. So I'm going to click and bring it out in here. And then I'm going to drag it out just like so. And then I'm going to bring it in. All right, I'm going to press W for my print preview, overprint view, and just going to see how that looks on my design. That looks pretty cool. I think it gets cut off a little bit, but since I have stuff to the edges of our design, it's important that you put all of this extra information till the bleed. So when actually the printer cuts this off, it is not giving any white space. All right, so I feel like this is a good start. We want to make this as like information for our patrons or our members of the Virtual Reality Museum. So I'm going to add some text in here. I'm going to add some text once we have some of this artwork that I already prepared. And I'm going to look at chat real quick just to make sure we don't have any questions. We have McMarty. Hello, thank you for joining. I'm going to add this information in here as well. This is just some type that we have for our brand. All right, we are odd. Oh, that was weird. That was a glitch. Okay, all right. So I think I don't remember what paragraph style we picked for this. So I'm going to go in here and select. I think it was Degular because, of course, Degular is my favorite. So we're going to make use of the new Illustrator and InDesign feature where you can copy paste from Illustrator and InDesign and still keep the formatting. This was released in InDesign 2023, so I'm going to make use of that. I'm essentially going to keep this file here. I'm actually copy pasting it over here. And then I'm going to change the text color to white just so that we can see it. Actually bring it on the background right here. Okay, and I am actually going to call this information for members. So I'm going to double click in here, call it information for members. Okay, this is a Degular bold 33. I'm actually going to make it 36. And then I'm going to copy paste into this. So brace yourself. I'm going to press Command C on my keyboard, which is Control C on a Windows machine. I'm going to hop back into my InDesign file. And here I'm going to press Command V, and you can see that there is no formatting right now. But there is this button right here, which obviously disappeared because I zoomed in. There's this button right here, which says paste text only. But if I click on it, it says paste with formatting. So I can click on this button and voila, we have the text from Illustrator into InDesign with formatting. So I can change, I can double click in here, call it something else. Maybe I call it patrons, whatever you want. You can change it to whatever you want. All right, making sure everything is looking good. Okay, cool. I'm going to press W just to see how that looks and if it aligns properly. Now, the most important thing when you're creating brochure is thinking about why you need a brochure, right? So I don't think there are a lot of virtual reality museums existing out there, and that is why we need a brochure. We need our members to know what this is and who we are, what our values are, and what exhibitions are going on right now. And that is exactly the purpose we're serving. We also want to think about our target audience that we are creating this for. I do feel, however, that the leading here is a little too much. The point size is 36, at least it was. And the leading is about 43. I think I want to make it to like 40 points. Up until 4 to 5 points is usually what works. Okay, we have this. I think it's looking all right. I also want to add some information about the museum. So I want to say that this is a virtual reality museum. I'm going to jump back into Illustrator. And if you're noticing, I'm not creating any paragraph styles. I'm styling things first, and then I'm going to make a paragraph style for more consistent information. Once we have the style that we want. So I'm going to make a copy of this, and I'm going to make the size smaller. So maybe I'll make like 18 points. And yes, I'm going to jump back in. I'm going to make this bigger, and I'm going to write virtual reality museum real quick. I see questions in chat I'm going to address real quick. So Biola asked, this is for print, right? And Kyle says, I'm thinking only for web with 14 pages. Well, I'm only demonstrating with 14 pages. You can obviously create more pages. You can ideally create 36 and more. And I did say a bleed. Yes, this is demonstration for print. This is Carol. This is just for demonstration. That is why it's just the less pages, because I possibly can't design the 36 pages live. I don't have that superpower yet. Okay. I'm gonna click in here, and then I'm gonna bring it here, right in here, and I'm gonna expand it. I can change the size. I can click all and make it a 14-point thing. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions, though. I hope that answers the question. Okay, so we have this, and then I am gonna make it. I think I have the address in the Illustrator file as well. So I'm gonna zoom out real quick and see if we have the address. Yeah, we have the address here. So this is the address. I'm actually gonna copy paste this, and then I'm gonna paste it here with formatting again, and then I'm gonna bring it down here. I'm gonna delete this text box, and then I'm gonna bring it up. Okay. Just placing the elements here. No formatting yet. We'll see how we go with it, okay? And then we have this guy. Let's see. Okay. Okay, all right. So we don't have any questions in chat. All right, thank you so much for confirming. So this is the address, and I'm gonna hop back into Illustrator file just to make sure that everything is good. I'm also gonna grab the address, and I'm gonna bring into InDesign. I'm gonna paste it in here, paste with formatting again, and then I'm gonna bring it up here. All right, double clicking it to fit to the frame size, the text, and I have everything in here. Now it does seem like this is a smaller size, and this is definitely a bigger size. So I'm going to size it down just a smidge for it to follow the hierarchy. And then I am going to use my eyedropper tools. I'm going to use the eyedropper. Oops, I had the background selected. Not good. I'm going to select the eyedropper tool, pressing I on your keyboard, and then I'm just going to drag it out on here. That is not what I wanted, like so. And that is going to fetch the formatting from your text frame. All right, I'm going to press W just to make sure everything is all right. I'm going to zoom out just to see how that looks for now, and I think it is looking all right. Let's jump into adding some master pages, parent pages, pardon me, some parent pages in this design, and we're going to see how it looks. So what I really want is I want this to be introduction. So I'm going to add some text in here. I'm going to copy paste this information right over here and change the colors. So I'm going to press Command A, and then I'm going to go in here, which is the same color swatch that we have. I can also do this by pressing Command A and going to fill. We already have this color swatch added in our swatches because we added that from our libraries. So I don't really think that there's a difference here, but whatever works for your workflow. Like I said, there are multiple ways to do the same thing. So I think that whatever works for your workflow is what you should do. Okay, I'm gonna press Command A and I'm gonna bump it up to like 48 just to make sure it is looking all right. And I think this is a little bit small. Maybe we can increase that and make it added to the parent page, but we will see what we like. I also think that there should be a logo on your brochure on every page and also page number. So we're gonna add all of that information using special characters in our parent page. So I'm gonna add this logo right here. Maybe something like this. Yeah, press W for the print preview, and I think this is looking nice. I think it's coming together. All right, and let's see what I think I want to use. So if I go back to my Illustrator file, we I did very Paula share things where I used the brand language, the visual language as the design. So all of these poster layouts are essentially WAA, except this guy, of course. But I wanted to use something like this. So what I want to do is essentially use the logo as a clipping mask to create that consistency between our designs. So I'm going to go in here and create our brochure assets. This is also another trifold brochure that if we have time to create, we will create today. But I am going to go in here and see if this is a compound shape because I want to use this as a frame within InDesign. So I don't know about you, but you can actually use any custom shape as a frame in InDesign if you create that and copy paste. If you like, for instance, I created this in Illustrator. I want to bring it into InDesign and I can paste the image inside that frame, which will make that shape as the frame shape. All right, so I'm going to go to object, I'm going to go to compound path and make. This looks like it is a compound path. So I'm going to create a copy, press Command C, bring it into InDesign and paste it here. See how that looks like. Let's go here and I'm going to bump it down. I'm going to bring it on our page 3 right over here. And like so. Okay. I want to add an image into this now. So I'm going to add images into all different shapes now. So I can double click into this and I can essentially, I have this option called paste into right here. So I can paste into the shape. But for that, I would need a not compound path. So I just place this for because for consistency, I just don't want to change the shape between spacing between these shapes. So I'm going to go back into Illustrator and I'm actually going to go release, and then I'm going to press and bring it up here. And then I'm going to size it down again because I want a separate shape and 3 different images in all of these. Okay. So I'm going to bring this here and then I'm going to do the same for these 2 shapes. And I'm going to bring this here. I'm going to bring this right over here and size it down again. Okay. Right in here, and then I'm going to press option and click and drag. So let's bring it right over here. Now we have these 3 which are separate shapes and I can paste shapes into this. So I'm going to go to my file explorer, which has all of these images here, which I downloaded from Adobe stock. We have architecture and unsplash. So we have architecture and VR headset images. Maybe I'll add some of these in here because they look super fun and we want to give the audience the effect of, wow, that's a scary image, spooky, going on the Halloween theme. But we have these images and I want to add this just to show the audience what we are. And so maybe I'll add this one. Okay, so I'm going to bring it in here and then I want to copy paste it. So I clicked and dragged it outside and I'm going to press shift option command C. Wait, shift option command C to make it to fit to frame. And then I'm going to copy it, command C, click on the shape that I want to make the frame for, right click into it and call paste into. And that's going to paste your image into that frame. I don't know if you all knew this, but let me know in chat if this is helpful for you. So we added one shape in here. I am going to go to my library and add some other shapes in here as well. So I feel like maybe this one perhaps is a good one. So maybe we'll do that. And I'm sure there is a better way of doing this faster, but of course, whatever floats your boat. Okay, let's see. I think this one should be good as well. So we have this guy and I'm going to paste into this as well. Awesome. So I feel like this is looking really cool. I'm going to zoom out press W on my keyboard, see the preview, and I love it. Let me just say that. Okay. So now I want to add information into this and see how that works. So, what information should I add? We want to add our mission into our design. So, we're just introducing our brand. Wow, that was not great. We were introducing our. I almost forgot I was wearing this. I was gonna take it off, but we are gonna add our mission into this. So I am gonna copy this text in here, paste it up here, and then I'm going to change the color. So I'm going to double click into it, change the fill color to a swatch color, and then bring it in here. So I press V on the keyboard, bring it in here, and maybe I'm going to change the size. So since this is a booklet, I'm just going to say our mission. And then I will, maybe perhaps this is 14 points. Maybe I'll just make it 18. I think that's looking nice. Um, and then I will go to my pages file and see what we have. So for now, I'm just gonna use this as my body copy. I don't really have any other information here that I can use. I do have some values in here as well and some about. I think I should use this. Let's use this information to create our about page. Now it does say again if you want to take. So it doesn't really just paste from Illustrator with formatting. It also does from other applications. So this was my Pages app on a Mac, and that's why it used the applications settings. So it was Helvetica, and over here as well, it was going to paste with Helvetica, not the default InDesign font. So I am actually going to go in here, select this guy, change the fill color, and again, we're going to make paragraph style super soon because we're almost done with all the information that we might have in here. All right, and then I'm going to bring it up top. Okay, so this option, this button right here, it says overset text. This means that there is more data, but the frame is smaller. So if I click on this and press Command Y for our story editor, I will see that everything in here, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Everything in here with the red line on the left hand side is overset, and that is extra, which is not visible in the text frame right now. What I can do to prevent that is essentially either click on this and create another text frame, or just click and it'll create all of the other information. That is one option. Or you can actually change the size of the frame to make it bigger so that the text actually fits inside it and you don't have to create another text box, if that makes sense. Steve says, have you ever tried using InCopy? I have not. I have used it, but I don't actually use it on my day to day, to be honest. I would like to use it more. I feel like that kind of eases the workflow. I feel like InCopy is kind of like bridge where people know it's useful, but a lot of people don't use it. So yeah, if you use it, anyone in the chat, let me know how your experience has been. So I'm going to create this as body copy and click here. And then I'm going to go in here and undo hyphenate because we don't want any hyphenation. I also want maybe I want like space after. I think I want that because I want to decrease the, I don't want enter like return options here. So I'm going to add space after in here, and I'm going to go to my paragraph style again and go to indents and spacing and put in space after right here. So that kind of introduces that return key that we used. I'm actually going to use 0.625 just to make sure. And then obviously if you're printing this, you're going to test out some print versions. So let's keep it at 0.125 and click OK. And I feel like that's looking really nice. There is an orphan right here. So I want to change the sizing just a little bit so that fits. And I'm double click. Don't double click it. I'm going to double click this guy. And then I'm going to bring these in here. Now the spacing between these as well is kind of like weird and it can change. So this is a great example of using a nested paragraph style. What I want to do in here is call our mission. And then I'm going to go in here and create like a new paragraph style. I'm going to call it body headline and or headline. And then I'm going to go in here. I can actually create paragraph styles, but I'm just going to select the paragraph style that we just created. So I'm going to select this guy and I'm going to delete this. And we have our same style in here. Okay. I see Umakon saying only person I know who does use it is on the regular is Russell. Yeah, I would imagine so. Awesome. Yeah, in copy is really useful. Yeah, I can imagine that. I can imagine that, Stuart. I can totally see that. Okay. So I feel like now everything is line alignment is really important for brochure design, and I feel like this is coming together really nicely. I do want to add some more shapes to reinforce our brand and visual language. So I'm gonna go in here and copy the logo in here quite a few times just to make sure it kind of fits. And I'm gonna call it WAA, and then I'm gonna go back to my Illustrator file, not my email. I'm gonna go back to my Illustrator file and bring in the compound shape. Just make sure that it's a compound shape and not something from your library, because that doesn't make a frame like a shape like a frame. So it's kind of like not helpful if you do that. But if you option click and drag, that kind of makes a copy. I don't know if you guys know, but if you option click and drag, it makes a copy of that file and the original file is not impacted. um Love it. Yeah. Okay, we have some in copy chat in the chat, which is amazing. But I'm going to copy this a bunch of times just to make sure that we have this reiterated over and over again in our design, just to see how that looks. I'm going to copy. This is no pattern that I'm following, but I'm just making this as we go. Maybe we have the last one here. Maybe size it down. I'm using columns as my reference point, just to see how that's looking. And I'm seeing here on the screen because it's on my iPad, so I can like see quicker. And then I'm gonna paste it here. I feel like this kind of works, right? This kind of only kind of, right? Okay. I feel like I'm good with this. Okay, and now I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna paste these images in here and see what we have. So I'm gonna get this guy. I'm gonna paste this. Go in here, paste into, delete this guy, and press Shift Option Command. See, I'm gonna do this really really quickly because we are almost 30 minutes in, and we're just creating the second page, the second spread. All right. Okay. And then I also want to add some images to this guy as well. So maybe I get this one. I have this in here. I'm gonna press Command C and go in here and paste into. All right, I'm gonna delete this. It's looking really nice. I don't know about you guys, but let me know how you feel about this. I would love to know your opinions and thoughts about any of this. Rob in the chat says most of our writers write in Word. The copy comes in and gets run through edited in copy and then imported to the page. Then, if additional changes are made, they show up on the page automatically. Yeah, I think for dynamic and people who do this every single day, it's great for them. But someone like me who does more of Illustrator and logo design and branding, I think for them, it's like someone who does printing every day, it's great for that. But obviously, it's a great practice, and I would love to incorporate it. Thank you for sharing your experience, Rob. I appreciate this is why I love the community, because everybody is just so useful and helpful in coming up with ideas and like sharing their knowledge, and I really really love it. Thank you for being here and sharing your knowledge with us. My heart is full every single time I come here on Adobe Live. Um, yeah, awesome. Thank you. So I'm gonna press W again, see what we have. Maybe we need to add more shapes. So I'm gonna add a shape in here as well. I don't know about you, but this is Yayoi Kusama's images, and this is taken from Unsplash. I absolutely love Yayoi Kusama's work, and I would definitely pay for it being in a virtual reality museum, because it's amazing. She's an amazing artist. She's 95 years old, and Yayoi Kusama does some amazing work. So I would pay for that. Definitely. I mean, the whole idea of this museum was actually making art accessible. So I feel like it's kind of coming together, you guys. What do you think? Let me know in the chat. What do you think? Okay, let's actually go in, and now it's time to add our values. So I still haven't created paragraph styles. I have created two paragraph styles for this guy. I will create this on a master page. So let's actually go in and copy this information. So go to parent page. Sorry about that. I'm going to press Shift Option Command V to paste it in place. Use all your hands, all your fingers and toes, and I'm going to press Shift Option Command V again to paste in place. We have this guy, and we see that it's applied to every single spread that we have. So we are good. I'm going to press delete over here, and you're going to see that it still exists because the parent page has this information already. Okay, let's see. Awesome. Looking at chat real quick, just to make sure I'm not missing any questions. Cody Bear says, this looks classy and professional. Thank you, Cody. I appreciate it. Steve is talking about InCopy and Google Docs, but yeah, awesome. Thank you. Thank you again for reiterating your knowledge and sharing with us. So we have this information. I do want to change these colors to white because I want this background to be the rectangular this shape that we use. So I'm going to press Command C. I'm going to bring it in here, and then I'm going to change the sizing of this. Okay. So I am going to bring it here, and I'm going to send it to back. And we have our information right over here, which is, I have to override it because I want to change the color. So I'm going to press Shift Command and click, and then I can change the color of this. So maybe I can perhaps use like a white version of our logo in here. So I'm going to go in here. This is reversed. So I'm going to have to reverse it. I'm going to reverse it just like so. I'm gonna press Command X, delete this, Shift Option Command V. Oh, that was weird. Delete this, bring it here. Oops, did something wrong. Shift Option Command V, paste in place. And we have a fill color in here as well that I'm changed to white paper color. And then I'm going to bring the rectangular information right over here. Okay, awesome. Let's send it to back. I'm going to press Shift Command closing bracket to send it to back. Oh, didn't want to do that. Command on Z. I'm going to send it to back like so. And now we have some information right over here. Now I want to add the values of our brand, right? So I'm going to press W again just to see how this is coming along. I think this looks really, really cool, but I want to add a pattern in here to again reinforce. I really want to be in your face and tell you that we are WAA. It's a simple logo. It's very dynamic and I can use it in all different kinds. And I just want to show you how you can use your logo design. So while this is an InDesign stream, I also want to show you how you can reinforce your brand language and use it in your everyday work. So I created this as like social media post. Like there's one day to experience the museum as like a countdown that you can post on social media. So I essentially created this brand pattern, which is essentially like this, and I can use it on a blue color that we have, very iconic royal blue color that we chose. I am going to go ahead and release the clipping mask in here, and this is what we have. So I'm going to press Command C and bring it in here in our InDesign document. Now I should have totally used layers and I did not do that. So I'm going to open our layers panel and bring it up here. Everything is on layer 1. Don't do this. Okay, name your layers and also put stuff in those layers. So I'm still gonna do that and just call it pattern. Okay, I'm just gonna call it spread 3 or something. I don't know. I'm just doing this. Okay. Also, I love that we have chat about like new book and it's getting printed. Oh my god, this is amazing. Okay, I got this amazing magazine, and this was like I tweeted about it, and this smelled so good when I first got it. Um, it's in RGB. Wait, is it though? No, it's not. Anyway, we'll check. We'll check that later. It's supposed to be CMYK. Wait, hold on. I will. I will check it. Don't worry about it. It is. Oh, the color. Oh, the white. I see. I see what you mean. But the CMYK here is CMYK. All right. I'll fix that. Thank you for pointing that out. It is supposed to be. The printers will roll their eyes. Yes, they will. Okay, I'm going to press Command V just so that we have this information, which is the print, the pattern that we created. And also, you can still print RGB, but of course, there are printers now that can print RGB, just saying. But we have this here. I'm going to go to properties and decrease the opacity in here. Maybe I'll bring it to like 11% and press W and see how that looks. I don't think I'm a fan of that. So I'm going to bring it here and I'm going to increase the sizing. I don't want it interfering with the text actually. So I'm actually going to bring it here. Press W. I'm not happy with that. Yes. Stuart says you can print both, but most prefer 4-page multiples and CMYK. Exactly. Yeah. I'm sorry. I totally did not see that. We do some digital printing in RGB. If the print is small, I will go and browse at bookstores to pass time at train stations whenever I have to travel over here. That's amazing, Uma. Yeah, that is amazing. That's a great way to spend your time. Okay, anyway, I do want to add some values in here. So I'm going to go in here and see if this is a paragraph style, and it is not. So I'm going to call it values for now. Misspelled it. It's fine. I'm going to press Command C. I'm going to bring it in here. I'm going to bring it to my layer, which is right over here. And we did see that it's bold. And we have bold in here. I'm going to get double click in here and grab some more information. So I'm going to bring it up top. I'm going to get it right over here and then add some information. Okay. So we have bold. I want to go to my Illustrator file or my discovery file that we had. And I'm just going to I'm just going to copy this information for my copy in my InDesign document. And I'm going to press Command V just to have this information right over here. I think it's too tiny, but we'll fix that in just a second. I'm going to keep this here, press W again just to align it. So I'm going to bring it to my second column. And this is how it looks. Okay. Awesome. Making sure we don't have any questions in chat. Again, nested paragraph style would be great for this situation, but we're trying to do it really, really quickly. I did want to talk about like negative space again for your layouts as well, because I feel like that's really important. A lot of people don't actually do that, and I feel like that's super important. So accessibility. Okay. Let's bring it over here and then we have access. I don't know if I have copy text for this. Um Accessibility. We want to make art accessible and an all-around experience. I think this should be good. We have InDesign right here. I'm gonna press Command A, Command V, and we have this information. I'm actually gonna press double click this just to like bring it in here. I don't know if this is the same. That's the issue you run into because you really don't see how much is the space between these two shapes. And that's where the problem comes in. Okay, cool. We will fix that later. Okay. And I do want to add more values. I don't know. What values do we have? What values? We have excitement. Maybe you want to add that. So I'm going to copy this again, bring it over here and call it excitement. And then I'm going to go back to my Illustrator document and see, oh, okay, we have this some copy in here. I'm going to go to InDesign and I'm going to bring it in here. All right. And I'm going to bump it up. Just a second. All right. So just like so, you can create something which is like this spread. And then I'm going to go into more spreads, add some text frames in here. I'm going to press W again. Go to my frame option right here. And I'm going to press create some frames just to like, this is like a wireframing technique I sometimes use when I'm really not in the mood of like making it by hand. So I just created some image frames in here that I'm going to use. Maybe I'll create a text frame in here as well. So I'm going to press T or click on this guy. And then I'm going to press, go to type, fill with placeholder text. And we have some information in here as well. That is our second column. And we have some extra information. I'm going to press this plus option and I'm going to bring it here. So now this is one way to make a two column that's like a rookie mistake. You would not do this. So I'm going to press this guy. I'm going to go here, go to my text frame options, and then I'm going to create number of columns as 2 and wait till you see this. The preview option is on. I'm going to press 2 and it's going to create 2 columns of the same text we have in the frame. So I can expand and enlarge this text frame and it's going to fit in 2 columns, which is perfect because that's what we wanted. We didn't want to create 2 text boxes or 2 text frames. We just wanted one text frame so that editing is much easier. But the text frame options usually helps you with that. So you can change the number of columns you have. You can change the gutter between those columns. So maybe I want like a larger gutter, but this is taking the default gutter of the document, which is 0.16. And I'm going to click cancel just so that it retains the values that we had. So I'm going to go in here and go to type again and click fill with placeholder text. And that's going to add all the placeholder text that we had. Okay. And now I can again add images into our design. So I'm going to go to my file explorer and quickly see what we have. Maybe I'll add some paintings in here. So maybe this guy. Yeah. And then gonna press Command Option C, Shift Option Command C. Wait, what did I not press? C. Okay, there you go. And then I will probably add some more images in here. So I'm just gonna browse through my images that we have. Oh, this is cool. Maybe we can. Oh, I really love this. All of these again are from Unsplash or Adobe stock. So everything is stock assets and there are no copyrights on these images. And I really, really love that. Maybe I'll use like a Kusama image in here. Oh, this one is cool. Yeah. And then I'm going to press again to fit it in frame. Maybe I want to change the positioning. Ooh, I love this. Fancy. Okay, let's see. Perfect. For anyone who's just joining in, by the way, hi and welcome. I know Jack just joined. Hello and welcome, Jack. Susan, welcome on in. We are creating a brochure design for WAA, which is a virtual reality museum. This is what we created up until now. This is information for members or patrons. We created the cover page first and then we moved on to creating this. We showed how to use any shape, any custom shape as a frame for an image. We created paragraph styles and talked about nested paragraph styles. We created some shapes in here and added images to those frames as well. We created a parent page and added this logo and the information on the left hand side. We went ahead to Illustrator, copied the pattern that we created for our logo and added some brand values in here. And now we're just creating spreads. We talked about text frame options and how you can add multiple columns to one text frame. So that's what we covered until now. And I'm just going ahead to add more information in here just so that we have more information in our brochure design. So I am actually going to add one more image in here. I'm going to go ahead and see what we have. Okay, this looks cool. Maybe this doesn't match on. Ooh, yeah. Sometimes I just forget to press one button. Yeah, there you go. All right, pressing W. Maybe we'll swap out these images later. I think we should actually do that. Maybe I'll just like, oh, didn't mean to do that. We will find a different image in here. Perhaps this one. Nah, I mean like a need a portrait image in here. So I'm gonna go to architecture actually and see what we have. Okay. Ooh, this looks fun. I'm gonna add this just to like reinforce that blue color that we had and press this guy, and this is looking cool. Maybe I want to change the color of the text in here as well. So I'm gonna press Command A. I'm actually gonna change the paragraph body copy. Oh, this is the headline. I'm gonna change it to body copy, and that's gonna change the color in here as well. This is looking really cool. I think it's coming together really nicely. Let me know if you guys have any other questions about what I'm doing here. Okay, we might use drop caps in here if we have time. Okay, so I think it's a thing of the past, but people still use it. All right, making sure we have enough time, and then we're gonna add some more images. So I'm gonna just copy paste these frame sizes because I want them to be same all across. And now that we do have columns in here, I don't need to worry about the placement because I think it's very like I don't really need to worry about the placement in here because I have everything just the same size. Okay, and then I'm gonna bring it in here. Maybe I'll add the landscape image we found. So I guess it was in paintings somewhere here. Yeah, there you go. We have this guy in here. I'm gonna bump it up and we're gonna add some copy information as well. So essentially after this, it's just like just a matter of like finding what layout works for you and seeing what design really works for the brochure and what target audience you have. I think brand values play a really big role in finding the accurate like the real design and what really works for you. And this is essentially just like laying out, I'm just like brainstorming in here, seeing what works, and what may work for my design may not work for yours, but you have to, by doing this every single day and like practicing something like this will help you do this quicker. So I'm just going to place these images. Maybe we have some, okay, yeah, maybe I'll use this one here, and then I'm just going to fit it to frame. That is also my error. Stuart in the chat asks, what is your worst copy error? Spelling mistakes? Yes. Mine is essentially typos. I do a lot of typos everywhere, and it's just like, it is my bane. I hate typos now. I can't stress that enough. Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about it another time. It is a recent error as well. Okay, I'm going to bring this in here. Okay. And then I'm gonna press this shift option command C. Oh my god, why are you not doing anything? Okay, let's my keyboard. My keyboard C is not working for some reason. C key. The C key is not working. All right. So with that said, I think I want to change this text to exhibits at WAA instead. So I just override that option. And say exhibits at WAA, and this also should say the same. So I'm gonna copy paste this information in here. I'm gonna paste it in here, and then I am actually gonna override this. So I'm gonna delete this guy, and then I'm gonna bring it in here. Did I spell something wrong in here? No, I didn't. Why is that? Okay, cool. All right, let's see. Let's zoom out and see how this is looking. Okay, okay. I feel like this is coming along nicely. I do feel that we can add some more stuff in here, but I feel like negative space is really working well for this. Like the WAA and three things being on a page, I think is I think it's really cool that it's like coming together nicely. I love it. Okay. Now, we have about 10 minutes left. I do want to showcase how you can add images and like wrap your text around those images. I feel like we all want to do that in InDesign itself and probably don't know how. But after 2020, I think this was in 2021 that this was released. But I can actually grab this image in here, make it for like two columns or something, perhaps. Maybe something like this. Yeah, my C key is not working. That is so weird. It does seem to work, but not at all times. Okay. I'm gonna expand this just a little bit and center align it. And now I'm gonna create a text box just to like show you how the text can wrap around it. So we have a text box and I fill it with placeholder text. And I also want to change the paragraph style to the body copy we had. I'm essentially going to delete that actually, and then first I'm going to change it to paragraph style so it doesn't overset it. Okay, and now I'm going to go to type and fill with placeholder text. Voila, and I'm going to cancel, and then I'm going to copy this right over here. Maybe something like this. Yeah. And now, if you're wondering how I can wrap the text around it, I also want to go in here and I'm going to go into my text wrap options. If you can't see this in your InDesign, you can go ahead to your window and click on text wrap. That's how I got it. It's right over here, text wrap. You can click on text wrap and you can click the image that you want to wrap your text around. And you have all of these options. You have no text wrap, which is the default. You have wraparound bounding box, which you can do. You have this guy, which is essentially wrapping around the image, and you can change the contour options. Now, contour options essentially means that you can change it to bounding box. You can change it to select subject, which essentially uses Adobe Sensei. So all you have here now is like selecting it. And now I can go ahead and this is my offset. So these are all, the chain is linked. That means all the settings are the same. Now it's going to change it to all of these options. As you can see that I'm increasing the offset options. All of this information is visible. Okay. And now I'm going to zoom out because that was really zoomed in. But this is essentially how you can change the offset and the type or the text boxes really, really align with it. But I think this works okay. But what if I want to remove background? I think that's where most people get stuck on, and how you can do it. You can do it multiple ways. Removing background is super easy in Express as well. So you can go on to Adobe Express. Not too sure what file this is. What? Okay, this here it is. You can click on the quick action right over here. It's remove background, and then you can drop whatever image you have and download it and then bring it in. So I'm gonna go back. I'm not gonna do that today because we don't have the time for it. But I have this information. I do want to add some more just so that we can continue working on this. All right, let's see. We have this guy. Hello. All right, reading the chat just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Wow. Everyone's talking about the mistakes they've done. So I really want to read these, but I also want to work on this design. Okay, let's see. Awesome. All right. Now I want to add some more information. I think some text frames over here should be good. I'm gonna add this guy, and we only have the last page, which is super cool. We're gonna be finished soon. I love that. So this is just for demonstration, and like people mentioned in chat earlier, that is it for print, is it for web? You can create both versions. You can create like an interactive web brochure as well, which can create all of these information. Like you can click buttons, you can make animation. I love that we are able to do something like that now. And maybe perhaps this is a web version since we did use RGB. But of course, if you are creating print, I can change the document setup to CMYK. And that's essentially gonna help my case. And also the colors, because the colors that I'm using here is actually CMYK. I'm not sure why it said RGB earlier. I have to check that. Okay, and we have some information here. Ooh, this is fun. Maybe I should add this in here. And then press shift option. Oh, C worked for me. Okay. And I can essentially add some info about these images here as well. Alrighty, I think we are almost coming to a close. I also want to show you how to create a QR code. So we're going to do that last. I'm going to bring this in here. Then bring this up top, and then I'm going to make a copy of this. I'm going to delete this guy. Um, bring this in here. Exhibits at WAA. Hold on, just like this. And I also want to create a last, like the back page. So I'm going to delete this guy. I'm going to press M on the keyboard for a rectangular shape. And then I am going to press, this is a CMYK color. Perfect. Um, I was just reading chat and that is funny. Okay. I am gonna go ahead and create a last page in here. I do see that the colors are really rich, so I'm gonna change it to CMYK. Yeah, there you go. Now it kind of works, right? I am gonna press. I'm gonna bring it in here. See CMY. Wait, where's the CMYK? There you go. Okay, and then I'm gonna bring it in here. Okay, and I have the library in here. Everything looks great. I want to bring in the logo one more time. I'm gonna find the logo real quick. We only have about 5 minutes in the stream, so I'm gonna find the logo. I'm gonna find you. Okay. I'm gonna look for you and I'm gonna find you. Okay. This looks really cool. Now I want to also want this all this information in here. So I'm gonna press Command C and then I'm gonna bring it in here. I do want it until here. I'm gonna bring this in here and then I am sorry, got distracted by chat. And then I also want to say, I don't know, we are out. Maybe I want to move this up. And maybe I want like a QR code situation in here. So I'm gonna create a frame. And I want this to be a square frame in here. And then I'm gonna say generate QR code, and then I'm gonna write maybe my website. I don't know. I'm gonna go in here and say my website, and then I'm gonna go in here, create a you create it from a hyperlink. I'm gonna click OK, and that's my QR code. And maybe I want like a white background in here, so I'm gonna go in here and create a shape which is like a square shape, and it is paper color, and then I'm gonna send it to back just like so. Okay, and I feel like I can essentially change the sizing of this again. And yeah, okay. All right, I think this is coming together really nicely. I also want to add like a logo on top, so maybe I should do that. Maybe I should add like a white version. I don't have that here, so what if I go to my Illustrator file real quick, go to my refinement. Okay, there we go. We have this logo right here. And then I'm gonna go to my InDesign. Perhaps if we it's fine, it's fine. I don't have to add the logo. But voila, we created a brochure leaflet design in here, guys. I love that we did this together. Thank you for being here with me. I will be back next week again, Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Eastern. We used a lot of fun things. We used paragraph styles, nested paragraph styles. We talked about columns. We talked about printing. We talked about how to use Creative Cloud libraries to access, how to use the logo as a shape to redefine and really make the branding in your face, to use that visual language and create our copy. We used the values as something to introduce our brand. We use a lot of text frames. We also learned how to use custom text frames to add information. We also added multiple columns using text frame options in here. We added some more information, which is essentially reiterating that we have WAA, which is what we're doing today. We added text wrap options in here as well, which is super cool. We added some more information and also created a QR code using Adobe InDesign. Thank you so much again for being here with me today, you all. Happy Halloween, and I hope you had a lovely Halloween yesterday. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on my website or on my Behance, or leave a comment down below in the video replay. If you're watching this on replay, there is a whole set of Let's InDesign shows that you can watch on demand. So go to the Adobe Live YouTube channel, subscribe. You can watch all the replays over there. And thank you so much for watching. I wish you good luck in your brochure designs. It's not spooky anymore, I hope. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. But until then, stay safe, stay creative, and don't forget to save. All right, bye for now.